Good morning, brothers and the occasional sister joining us today on the Broadshed Club. I hope this one finds you well. So yesterday's video I talked about children and having them, and how a child wants nothing more in their life than to have a relationship with their parent. And I also said something to the effect of is that there's no parents out there that ever say that I regret having children. And man, did I get a shock when I read the comments, and really appreciate those of you that said I regretted having children. The honesty and sharing that, because I didn't think that existed, and I got thinking about that and I thought, well man, there is such a thing as bad parenting, and there's also such a thing as being a bad child. What about that woman in the North Island who recently set her own father's house alight so she could gather the insurance from the house, and burnt her father to death? So there can be hideous children towards their parents, but I don't think it's just one thing ever. And from my own experiences, I want to share with you why I could have become a parent that was a bad parent. Because at times I was a bad parent. At times there was neglect and abuse. I don't mean physical abuse. I mean like the way I would talk to my kids. And I wasn't a good dad all the time. I think I was a pretty good dad, but I made a lot of dumbass mistakes. And I could have become very distant from my daughter. She actually stopped talking to me at one stage for about 2 years, and it killed me. It absolutely gutted me. I was like, what the hell have I done wrong? I've been a good dad. And so I said to her one day, honey, tell me all the things that I've done wrong. And she said, but you just like cut me down. Oops, phone's falling down. I'll pick it up. I'm up my driveway now. I said, tell me the things, just tell me anything that I've done wrong as a dad. And she was hesitant to speak to me, and I could see the fear in her eyes when she was like starting to share, and I just straight away hated myself for having installed that fear into her. I thought, what have I done that she feels that she can't speak to me about this? And she said, well, you pushed me too hard when I got into my music, and also when I did my running. And I said, well, I gave up like 2 years of hunting so you could, because she was a really good runner. And she said, yeah, but you pushed me too hard and I didn't want to do that. And rather than me try to justify what I'd done, I said, sweetheart, I hear what you're saying. I'm so sorry. And I validated what you were saying. That was the bottom line. And I did the same with my son too. Some of the things that they told me that I did, I can't remember doing wrong. And rather than shut them down and say I didn't do that, I just said, look, I'm so bloody sorry that happened. Can you forgive me? And from there we were able to move on. And I think that I could have been one of those parents that had grown up estranged from his kids and bitter that he never had the relationship that he always thought he was going to have, because I'd made some mistakes. But it's a relationship, both people make mistakes in it. That's my experience, but never have I thought I regret having children. I just can't even imagine that. The sun's come out and I'm going to walk my dog, so I'm going to peel some clothes off. Rightio, we're equipped for the sun. Bit of a change. It's hot out here. So that's my 2 cents worth on raising kids. I think we all make mistakes. It's the differences. And I'm not suggesting in any way that those of you that are estranged from your kids is for the same reason as me. That was just my journey. In fact, often what separates children, particularly as they grow older, is the children will get with a partner, and the partner can turn the kids also against their parents. That might sound odd, but I've seen it happen many times, particularly with women, like with sons. I've seen, like, I've got a friend down south, he's got 2 sons, and the 2 sons married to two sisters, so they're really quite interlinked. One of the sisters is just fucking gorgeous, like, I mean, as a person, she just does everything, and the other sister's bone-eyed or lazy, and the one that's bone-eyed or lazy wants everything for nothing. And she ended up, I'm just trying to find something to put on. It's actually a bit cold out there, and I thought I'm going to get a top hold on. Right, the old oilskin, great for pig hunting in these jackets. So the sister that was bone-eyed or lazy, she always wanted something for nothing, and they bought a house, and my mate down south, he helped them buy a house and got them into that, and she kept on asking for more and more, and everything was about money. And eventually she didn't get what she wanted, so she turned her partner away from his father, who's my mate. So they fell out, And when they fell out, then the other brother with his gorgeous wife, she said this is wrong, and she said, you know, you've basically broken up a family to a sister, and she was close with her sister, but then they fell out together, and the whole thing separated the family. Now the two brothers, one's close to dad, half, but he's sort of torn between being loyal to his brother, and it just upset the whole family dynamics. That can happen, so that's not anybody's fault necessarily. Hello dogs, how you going? Hey Poe, hey Pace, hey Pace, you killed a rabbit last night, no you got none of it. Now that's not true, you got the paws and you got the bum. I shot a rabbit last night, the biggest rabbit I've shot, and I made a rabbit casserole, and you do get some, and so did you Poe. And this guy here, you can see he's eating all the rabbit, and you can see the guts of the rabbit in his kennel. All the bits of the gut, because he eats everything but the gut, don't you, big fella? Anyway, that's my 2 cents worth again. As I said, probably my 4 cents worth on family and dynamics. It's not always just one thing that separates us from our kids. And hopefully, if you are estranged from your kids and you're listening to this, I hope you can build that relationship back up, because blood is thicker than water. Come on, you big brute. I'm supposed to take these guys hunting this weekend. One of my patrons, Kev, organised a block, but it's just too bloody hot. Come on, mate. Get up this side, round here. Having learnt the hard way, get them behind. Having learnt the hard way, I don't hunt my dogs in anything over 15, 16 degrees. I cooked a dog a few years ago. And if you want to see that video, it's on my other channel. It's called, I think it's called, just Google Clay Tool Stories Hunting Hard Times, and it was, a dog died on the hill. And I was with my mate Adventure Dan, and I shot a deer, got some pigs, but it was a horrible weekend, and I learned a valuable lesson. And ever since that day, I've like, in the summer, I'm not hunting the dogs. I was going to get away, but she's just too bloody hot, and it's very hard because dogs will keep on hunting until they die in the heat. They won't stop, and it's the worst thing is seeing your dog get cooked. Geez, this dog's pissing a lot this morning. What I'd give to have a bladder like that. Man, you can hold it, can't you, boy? That's 1 or 2 goats that young Lucas gave me, and last night I left the gate open and they got away. Oh mate, that's Gary. Somewhere hiding in there will be Patch. And they went all the way up to that house over there, then the neighbour's house, and over there, and had a chew on everybody's trees. And I got a phone call and to come back and get him. I'd like to have a chew on the goat there. I'd like to chew it. Where are you going, Pace? He's just watching the goat. His stock proofing is ongoing. Got to do it every day. He's always like watching the goats, and you know he's not allowed to, but it's in his nature, and he just can't help it. It's in his nature. And that's another thing I just want to talk about, is our nature. Some of us have got some things with us that are fucked up, and things that just aren't right, and that's okay, because everyone's got little fucked up things about them. I'll share you one of my little things that's fucked up. I got this thing where when I'm really like exhausted and tired, and I should be resting my body, and I'm to the point where I can't do stuff anymore, come on, I'll go out and go for a hunt and go for a fish. And it's nearly cost me my life a few times, to the point where it's set me off with atrial fibrillation. The other day I'd been going kayaking like every day in a row, and I'd been for a walk with the dogs, and I was absolutely exhausted, and I knew I shouldn't go out, and I went out one more day, and I could feel my heart just under the pressure wanting to give way. I've got this thing about myself, and I've only really recently been able to pinpoint it and become aware of it. And the thing is that we can have things with us that are wrong with us that we just don't know that we don't know. I was looking at some old videos of my mate, actually the one I just talked about, Adventure Dan Hard Times, and I was looking at how fat I was in that video. I'm naturally a skinny guy. I was born skinny as a gum digger's dog. It's just the makeup. I'm high twitch muscle fibre, lean body mass. That's my body type. But for about 10 years after I came back from Europe, I ate like a pig. And I couldn't even see it. I couldn't see how much I was damaging my whole mitochondria. I couldn't see how much I was damaging my whole metabolic health. I was getting metabolic syndrome. Like I was heading towards diabetes, heart disease, cancer, all those diseases, because I was just eating badly. And I couldn't see it. And if someone would say something to me, and I had plenty of people tell me, and I was like, no. I was in absolute denial. I had no idea I was fucking myself up. That's something which doesn't matter what people say to you. You don't know. And if I could go back in time, that time there, I would learn to become mindful of what I'm actually putting in my body, not just in food, but the dumbass things, the late nights and the stupid living, how much I was actually poisoning myself with alcohol and shit. I just did not know what I know now. And this is what we can be doing. So to be insightful of ourselves is not our fault. And you might have something going on and you wonder, why am I so alone? Why do I not have people around me? Why am I isolated? And I'll tell you right now why. It's because of you. Don't blame the rest of the world. It's something that you're doing that you're just unaware of. Like I was doing it, I was unaware of. I was like, why the hell did I get cancer? What the hell did I do to deserve that? Well, I know what I did now. I was putting stupid shit into my mouth all the time. And I was like, acting like, first of all, oh, I'm a victim, I didn't deserve this, but I did deserve it. I was being dumb. I was sticking the wrong tucker in my mouth. I was being excessive because I'm an excessive person. Because I'm addicted by nature to certain things, like either food or hunting, or when I was younger it was women. I couldn't get enough of that. I think every young man's like that when he's younger. Thank God that part slowed down. But this is why things go wrong in our life most of the time, and we go, well, why has this happened to me? There's something that we've done that we just are unaware of. Just like I was like piling all that garbage into my mouth, eating excessive amounts of meat and excessive amounts of fat, excessive amounts of cheese and dairy and salt and fucking you name it. And I did this for a lot of time with being unaware, and people would tell me, but I couldn't see it. Just like an alcoholic who doesn't know he's got a problem, or just like somebody who pathologically lies all the time and doesn't know is unaware that they're actually telling lies all the time. We have things wrong, we all do. And I'm just sharing with you my little fucked up things, but you've got to become aware of your own little fucked up things, because if you don't, the fabric of your reality will stretch back on you. This is what happens. We stretch things too far and it pings back. And life's a lesson, isn't it? Now, I'm not saying that everyone's like that. Some people have got their shit sorted out. Some people just have bloody awesome lives, and I've met plenty of them. They don't make any mistakes, and they seem to just go along. I'm in my shed. I come here every day. Fucking love it in here. I come down here just to enjoy the... somebody came down and closed this door the other day. I actually want to leave it open. This nice big... Look at this big door here. It's just like... Yeah! Man! Shed! Time! I've got nothing in my man shed yet, but I will have. Let your dogs go away. Put this thing up. It's pretty cool. That's the height of it there. It's pretty tall. The problem is denial. Is when you're in denial, you don't know you're in denial. And I was in denial, and I didn't know I was in denial. That's the problem. Hey, Poe, how you going? Hey, Poe. Where's old Nut goes out and does his own thing, eh? We're just down on the chair here. I've got this one chair in the shed. It's the only thing I've got here so far. I come and sit down here, and I just imagine I try to manifest there being a V8 Toyota Land Cruiser in here. That's one of my little fucked up things I do. I fantasize I've got a big V8 Land Cruiser. I come down here and I can imagine, I can see it there. I can see the mud grips, and I can see the 3-inch pipes, and I can see the lift kit, and I can imagine the winch on the front and the bars around the side and the V8. Ooh, the big V8. And I imagine I've got a Land Cruiser in here, and I enjoy it. And people must listen to me and think, fuck, you're a weirdo, Clay, but that's just what I do, and that's my shit, you know. I like making stories in my head. Anyway, so you're in denial, and when you're in denial, you don't know you're in denial, and that there's a recipe for disaster in your life. And I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, paid the price, still paying the price. And the thing is, you'll have, for instance, somebody that you'll say to them, gee, you're like your mum, Sarah, you're just like your mum, Sarah. So say Sarah's there in front of you and you're talking to her, you're just like your mum, and Sarah will go, I'm nothing like my mum. You say, oh, but you are, you got the same little mannerisms and you do the same things. Oh, I'm nothing like my mum. Sarah can't see it, because that's how she's evolved, and that's how she was raised and she grew up, and it's programmed into her subconscious, but she can't see it. And some people get pissed off when you tell them that they're like their parents. Oh, I don't want to be like my father. You're exactly like your father, mate. I've come to the realisation I'm a hell of a lot like my dad. And I'm also like my mum too. G'day, nut, you come back now, have you? So it's like, Yes, you are like that, but you can't see it. Other people can see it, but you can't see it. So if you can't see that and other people can see it, what else can other people see that you can't see? A whole lot of stuff. And it's really fucking horrible owning your own shit. It was really, really horrible for me to admit that I was excessive. I don't want to be like that. I thought I was a guy that was balanced and happy, but it turns out I wasn't. It turns out I was excessive with alcohol, excessive with food, excessive with womanizing, excessive with all sorts of things that were bad, and I had to actually admit that to myself. And I was like, oh, fuck, I don't want to be like that. And then you've got to go through this thing of evolving. You don't wake up one morning and go, oh, I'm going to evolve today, man. I'm going to be really cool. No, what happens is life kicks you up the ass and it makes you evolve. And if you're stupid, you keep on doing the same old mistake again and again. Like if I was still that guy with a fat face and still hammering down the food, I probably wouldn't be talking to you right now. Because I evolved past that where I started to write, but it wasn't until I had a crisis. And that's often when we make a change in our lives, when we have a crisis. And we end up alone, feeling worthless and feeling like we've got nothing at all left. Something's got to give. We're either going to die or we're going to fucking fix it. We're going to sort it out. Hey, Poe. I'm a great believer in sorting it out. I reckon that everything is fixable. In fact, I know everything's fixable. And even if you're going into death, you can still go into death in a good way. Twice I prepared myself to go into death. I don't want to die. I love living. But if it comes again soon, rather than later, I'm prepared for it. I'm hoping it's going to come later for me. But if it comes sooner, I'm ready. I know what to expect. I think the worst thing about it all is the pain, physical pain of actually dying. Having a bad thing, like if you're really struggling to breathe, say you're suffocating, and I've been with people dying like that, that's a horrible death. Emphysema. I'd like to die with the electricity being switched off my heart. And if I'm lucky, that's the way I'll go, because I do have a bit of a wiring problem down there. If the old AFib just goes and stops beating, it won't take long for the brain to switch off and be night-night nursey, but goodbye clay, and be all over. Ideally, I'd be doing something I love, but also having the people around me that I love too. And death is part of life. We can't escape it. We're all going to have it. Death and taxes, I reckon you can't escape. Well, I think some of you out there might have escaped a few taxes sometimes. I know a few shrewd people. A few of my mates that work in the electric broccoli industry that are hunters that have been growing their whole lives. They've managed to escape quite a lot of taxes. And that's one of the reasons why the government would like to get away with cash. Imagine what the drug companies are going to do. Like, I'm talking about the drug companies. I'm talking about the other drug companies, the cartels and the gangs and the filthy pig hunters that grow dope in the hills and the possum trappers that grow. What are those guys going to do with no cash? Get in there, Pace. Get back in here. Better check it where they're gone. Dogs are buggered off. Something's going on. They're up to something naughty. Right, we're all back in. All back in. Behave yourself. What were you doing? Don't you disappear. Hey? He's barking at me. What you barking at, boy, eh? He's a good dog. He's a good dog. 11 years old. Can still catch a pig. Yeah, you're a good dog. Where's Pace gone, eh? Hey? You were going to be hunting this weekend, but too bloody hot, eh? The thing I love about pig hunting is it gets you out of your brain, out of that bit of jelly between your ears. You get in the hills, start walking around, and fuck, it's good. You're walking, you're pumping the hills, and dogs out in front, and you're not thinking about anything except waiting for that bark or that sign to come up on your GPS, treat as, bro. Hey, Pace, you back in. Yeah, I love that. What's you barking at, boy? What's you barking at? He thinks we're going for a hunt. He can vibe. Yeah, good boy. He can vibe. I'm getting excited just thinking about hunting. I'm not going though, because it's too fucking hot. It's too hot. We're not going. Yeah, it's too hot right now, mate. You'd cook your kidneys. Cook this old man too. Yeah, I might put the kayak and go and get some fish. Yeah, good dogs. You're always a good boy. Yes, you are. He's a good dog. Okay, calm down. Don't get too worked up. Sit down, Pace. Pace is getting jealous. Pace, get out of there, Pace. I was just watching the body language. Good dog. You stay back, Pace. I had Pace's nuts cut out. He's a good dog. He's like telling me to get up. No, I'm doing a vlog. I'm going to keep talking. No, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to keep on talking. Oh, I'm not going for a walk yet. We're not going anywhere. I'm staying. No. We're not going for a walk and we're not going for a hunt. I'm going to actually stay here. You want to go? Pace is like, yep. I'm staying here. He's got his nuts still in, so I've got to watch him and Pace a little bit. Good dogs. He's going to keep barking at me because he wants me to carry walking around the farm. Oh, fuck, all right, okay, all All right, okay, we'll go for a walk. Sit down, okay, all right, you win. Got him a soft touch. Whoa. Gotta listen to him, gotta love him. Good dog. Whoa. Yeah, you're a good dog, you're a good dog. So life has been shit, your life's been good. And that's what the Project Club's about. It's about sharing with you guys some of my shit stuff so you can not repeat it, and hopefully you can tell me things that you've found at work, solutions you've found for your problems, and tell me some of your shit stuff and what you've found has made it good stuff, because we've all got shit stuff and we've all got good stuff. And it can't be good stuff all the time, it's just the nature of life. Look at that old Toyota Land Cruiser in there. Oh, just got to go and have a wee look at it. I normally come down and have a little imagine. It's a V8. It's not. It's a 4.2 naturally aspirated diesel with the FRP top, the fiberglass top. Big chunk of wood in the front for smashing stuff through the forestry. Look at this. Oh, she's a cracker, mate. She's a cracker. Got bird shit on it. Those bastards up there. Pulling out on me local boozer in me Toyota Land Cruiser. She's a bloody doozer. Gets me where I need to go. Well, she may be well outdated, naturally aspirated, but she never leaves me frustrated. And man, she sure can tow. Most me hunting mates, they drive new utes, but this old truck is a bloody beaut. When bits fall off, I just don't care. That old truck takes me everywhere. Some bits fell off there. I met a girl from Mottawaker. She was a real heartbreaker. Took her on a romantic date, eating fish and chips by the Glen. But she said me truck was smelly, and the hard ride upset her belly. Needless to say, I won't be taking her out again. Boy, a racer sitting on the road. Oh, fuck it. That is a water blast. You know, the old Toyota Land Cruiser song. That's actually the song that helped finance this shed, believe it or not. One of the songs. I funneled a whole lot of my music royalties into an account 4 years ago, and we bought the timber for the shed with that, and the rest was borrowed and paid for by Patreon money. Anyway, I digress. Today's one of the rambles. I do a ramble occasionally. A ramble means it's about nothing at all. Just call it a Friday ramble about stuff. Going to take these guys up the top. It's not easy for parents to raise children all the time, and it's even harder if you're a single parent. I've been a single parent. It's a hard job, and it can be difficult. It can be challenging, trying to earn the money and also emotionally look after children. But it is rewarding, and it's been the most rewarding thing in my life. And I didn't do it mindlessly. I waited till I had my children until I was older, until I had got myself reasonably financially stable. I got all my young years out of the way first, got all my yah-yahs out. I went to Europe and played music and bonked lots of women and took lots of drugs and did lots of stupid ass things that you wouldn't want to be doing having children. And I came back and I started having kids when I was like 37, so I was older, or 38. And my first child wasn't my own. It was I didn't adopt him, but I've been his dad ever since, and I love him, and he's going to come and stay with me soon. He's going to come this weekend from down south. My son Yona. His mum was pregnant when I met her, and we broke up only after 3 or 4 years, but I always remained his dad because he needed a dad. And then I had my daughter Dayla, and also had my daughter Hannah. And there were times it was difficult, there was times it was challenging, but for the best part, it was the most rich years of my life was with my children, raising them. Magic. And children do just want to have a relationship with you. That's all they want to have when they're small. It changes when they get older. Of course, it's got to change. They've got to break away and find themselves. When they become teenagers, they start to break away. That's natural. But when they're really small, all they want to do is have a relationship with their parent. And you have an opportunity as a parent to have the best relationship you'll ever have with anybody in your life, because you've got this little being that just wants to be with you and do shit. And like, hey Dad, why don't we do this? And so don't shut them down. Make shit happen with your kids. And be compassionate, be caring, and listen and hear them, and make time. because those years go so fast and they're over, and one day you'll find yourself alone again and they're gone, and you'll look back and you'll think, man, I wish I'd done this, I wish I'd done that. If you don't do that, I don't have those feelings like that, because I just did everything with my kids. I take them away hunting, and I made stories. We used to do a thing called Storyland, where I'd make up these stories, and I used to make them adventures, and we do hunts for dragon skulls. I've got a dragon skull inside, actually, we did a hunt for. I'll show you guys one time the dragon skull. Remind me to tell you the story about the dragon skull and what we did. That was a cool story. For those of you that chose not to have children, good on you. Good on you, you knowing who you are and being good about that, because you're better off to not have children if you're going to be a crap parent. Funny old thing, raising kids, because there is no book on how to do it, and we go to school, we learn on a ship, but they don't actually teach us how to raise kids. They don't teach us what you should do and shouldn't do. You learn all this basic stuff, but you don't learn really what it's going to be like emotionally, and how much it's going to cost you, and time wise and money wise. It's bloody expensive. You don't actually really get the download on that. I think in New Zealand is a country where we've got a huge amount of resources, and imagine raising a child in the middle of China somewhere, in central China. There's parents over there that can't even afford to give their children the good nutrition they need. There's parents over, imagine being a parent watching your child get sick because they're not getting their nutritional needs met. Imagine how difficult that is. So we have the opportunity here in this country, we've got such resources, we can give our children the basic, we can give them good tucker, we can put a roof over their head, and the most important thing we can give them is love and understanding and time, our time. Give them our time. When I say love, love's just a word. Love is actually an action, and an action has got to be our time spent with them. So if you're a mum or a dad and you're watching this, particularly if you've got younger ones, make sure you give them your time. That's the most valuable thing you can give your kids, is time, 100%. And this year we come up to Christmas, and I don't buy into all that Christmas bullshit going. I mean, let's face it, it's a commercial venture, isn't it? It's to get the retailers selling shit and all that. And don't feel any pressure that you're going to buy your kids presents. Don't feel that at all. There's nothing wrong with your kids going through Christmas with bugger all presents. What your kids need is your time. And if you want to give them a present that's real special, make them something if you haven't got any money. But best thing is make time to do something with them. Like the best present I reckon you could give a son as a father would be to buy him a little hand line. It's only going to cost you like $10. Put a string and a sinker and a hook. And go down to your local wharf and take him fishing. That's the best present you could do for Christmas. And maybe buy a feed down by the wharf, or pack a picnic. That's the best present. That would be a great present for a young fella, whether he's 5 years old or 10 years old, or even 15 years old. Maybe 15's a bit old. Maybe it's not cool at 15. Maybe he wants to do something with his mates at 15. But if he's younger, that's a good present. You don't need to buy that cheap shit that's going to be broken and thrown in the dump a year later. All those shiny bikes and shiny things wrapped up. That's all crap. No. Some time. So you get a memory you can look back on. Geez, I remember in Christmas in 2023, Dad took me fishing down the wharf. We had a picnic and it was so magic, and I caught a spotty, and Dad hooked into a big shark, and then Dad got pissed off because his line got tangled up, and Mum laughed at him, and then we got that sorted out, and lo and behold, I caught a snapper for the first time in my life, and it was just under the legal size, but I killed it anyway because I didn't know any better, and we took it home, we ate it. That'd be a story for Christmas, rather than going down the $2 shop and buying a whole lot of crap. No, it's all commercial rubbish. Okay, brothers and occasional sister, this has been a ramble on Friday. It's half an hour. It's a long ramble, and remember, as always, not all these things I'm saying are necessarily true or correct. They're just my beliefs, what I've found in my journey along on this life so far. And just like you, I've made a few mistakes, and I've probably made a few mistakes in this ramble, but there might be something you can take from it that's of value to you. Check on yourself, check on a brother, and go steady. I'll see you next Bro Check Club video. See you later. Is that good, Poe? Hey, is that good, eh? Just rolling around the grass. Good dog. Good dogs. You good boy, Nut? You good boy, Pace? Oh, I guess I'm okay. You okay? Fucking right I am, man. Just a little bit depressed we're not going hunting. I thought we were going hunting today. I'm a little bit depressed about that. Otherwise I'm fine. I still wag my tail. A little bit. There you go. See, wag a tail. I'm happy.